welcome to this edition of Where Are They Now? Quarantine Edition with Wild Horse Productions. I'm Carol Scott, Executive Director of Wild Horse Productions, and with me today is one of our former stars, Isa Basche. How are you, Isa?
Hi, Carol. I'm
So
good. How are
to
you
see
doing?
you. So I have no idea where you are. So my first question is always, where are you quarantining, and is it the same place that you live?
Yeah, so I currently live and I'm quarantining in Orange County, California. I'm right outside Anaheim. I actually go to Chapman University, so I'm living kind of down the street from the school.
That's awesome. So you're at Chapman. So what are you studying, and what year are you in?
I'm a senior, so my senior year kind of ended short or quicker with this whole thing going on. But I'm studying English and education.
That's wonderful. And so after your senior year, you're going to stay down in Orange County, or what are you intending to do?
I don't know. I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now. I want to go somewhere else and try something new. So I'm thinking about moving up to San Francisco, or even over to LA, which isn't very far, but kind of getting more into the city. But I want to try something new, completely different.
Okay, great. So so you're out of the performing arts because you're doing English. Do you still have your hand in some performing arts? Are you doing any shows, or what are you going to do with your degree? Are you going to teach?
I'm not doing any shows, although I wish I was. I've kind of gotten to use my performing arts interests through other things, like they've had dance competitions at Chapman, or I've considered auditioning for some shows. Now that I'm about to graduate, once all this is over, I want to kind of get involved in different community theaters around me. And my original plan was to be a teacher. That's why I got a degree in education in English. But now I have no idea what I want to do. Part of me wants to work for a nonprofit. Part of me wants to go into event planning. Part of me still wants to be a teacher. So the world is kind of open and ended, and who knows where it will end. But I'm kind of excited that I could go anywhere and do anything right now.
That's great. That's great. And I've heard that from a lot of people. I mean, yeah, you are young. Go off and try a bunch of different things. The world is at your feet right now. Although right now we are kind of isolated with the world, but it will open up soon. So we're talking about Wild Horse Productions and shows you've done with Wild Horse Children's Theater. And do you remember how old you were when you started, and what shows you do? What was your first show? What was your last show?
It's kind of a fuzzy memory. The first show I can remember is doing Winnie the Pooh, and I think I was 13 or 14, but it's possible I did a show with y'all when I was like 6 or 7, and I just don't remember doing it because I was really little. But my first show, I remember doing Winnie the Pooh, and I actually did it with my close family friend. She's the one who got me involved in theater, and it was a really fun, cool opportunity. I got to play Owl, so I got to wear a graduation cap, and I thought that made me feel so smart.
Oh, you were wonderful as Al, and I totally remember you up in that tree looking out of your little owl hole. That was wonderful. And we did another production of Winnie the Pooh after, which was recent, like a year or so ago. And I always remember doing that part, Isa, as the studious Mr. Owl, Miss Owl. What was the last show you did with Wild Horse?
The last show I did with Wild Horse was Aladdin. So I was one of the harem dancers, and that was probably the coolest show I think I've ever done, because the costumes were crazy, the set was crazy, we were flying people in. It was probably one of the best shows I've ever been in. It was cool to kind of end with that one right before I graduated high school.
That was a great show. Plus, it was at the community center, so it was a bigger show. Like you said, we flew Aladdin and Genie and Jasmine, so it was a really fun show, and I loved those costumes too. I really want to do another show that we could use those Arabian costumes again, because they were gorgeous. Do you have a crazy or funny story that might have happened on stage or backstage to you? I've been hearing a lot of stories. I don't know if directors should hear, but do you have anything to tell us?
I think the craziest story that ever happened backstage, and this kind of popped into my head because it popped up in my Snapchat memories and like in old photos on my phone, but we used to film ourselves lip syncing to musical songs backstage. So you would like hear something happening on stage while backstage we were like lip singing. And there's fun ones of us like jumping around or like having like when I was teching for I think Aristocats, me and Hannah were just backstage constantly. Maybe we should have been paying attention, but we were just lip singing to all the songs and filming it backstage. I think because we wanted to be on stage a little bit.
That's great. Well, I didn't hear you, so I think that's fine. If we don't hear you in the audience, you are okay. Um, so, why didn't you, well, you didn't pursue a career in theater arts. You were a stellar singer and dancer and actor. So can you kind of give our young viewers an idea of why you decided to not pursue a career in the performing arts?
Yeah, it was not my original plan to not pursue. I think I thought when I went to college, I would really kind of do a lot of it. And I did at the beginning. But I think I found that my love for being on stage and public speaking and things like that could be used in other ways. So a lot of the skills I learned through performing arts and the love I had for it, I got to fulfill other ways at college. Like I got to be a tour guide, which is kind of like performing. You're playing like the character of the typical college kid, and trying to encourage other kids to come to a school that you love. Or I've done lots of like motivational speeches in front of different groups of people. So that's been a really cool opportunity that I think kind of has filled my need of wanting to be on stage and perform. I've also gotten really involved with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I think instead of making it a career, it was more of like something fun I could do, a passion that I could fulfill on the side. And a way to kind of like connect with people. It's fun when you find other people who also did theater in high school or as a kid, and talking to them about like their craziest stories or their favorite memories. I do think I'll come back to it. I think everything just kind of got crazy, but it's always kind of been something in the back of my heart that I'm just waiting to find the right time to hop back into again.
Well, I mean, like you said, even if you're not in a career in theater, in performing arts, it does help you with all kinds of other aspects of the career you pick, or in college, or in interviews, or like you said, giving tours. So you piqued my curiosity. So what were you doing with the Rocky Horror Picture Show? One of my favorites.
So a friend of mine my freshman year was like, you should come audition for this. And I just did because I had no idea what it was, and found out all about Rocky and got involved and did the show 3 years in a row. So I got to play Magenta, which was so fun and so crazy. And the makeup was fun and the show was fun. Yeah, Rocky is just a crazy, crazy show and a crazy community. And I think that kind of filled my little need for musical theater during my time
It
in college.
is. It's great and it's fun and it's one of my go-to Halloween costumes too, because you could be almost any character and it's just wild. If you were involved in theater now, do you have a dream role that you would like to do?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I've always wanted to play Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. And I've always wanted to play Glinda in Wicked. I think those are my two dream roles that I would kill to do if I had the opportunity, for sure.
That's funny. I've heard that from other of our alumni too. So you pick two of them that a lot of people have their hearts set on too. That's great. I hope to see some of you in those productions at some point. So what advice would you give our upcoming young stars who are doing theater now, maybe wanting to do it in the future, or maybe just doing it because it's their passion and it's a fun hobby right now, and then they want to go into something different in the future?
My advice is to keep doing it. I think it's hard, like when you're in school and maybe your friends are like doing sports and they want you to do sports. It's hard to kind of balance it all, but keep doing theater. And kind of put your whole self and body into the whole experience, because even if you don't want to do theater post-grad or like post as you grow up, there's so many exciting things that you learn and grow from doing it. Like you learn teamwork and being a part of a community, and you learn about different shows. And it's fun. And I also think enjoy it. It goes by so fast, and suddenly you're an old adult and you can't like dress up like an owl in Winnie the Pooh anymore. So enjoy it and take advantage of every single show and every opportunity and every single role you get, because even though everyone says this, every single role I think is so important, and the show couldn't happen without every single person both on stage and off stage. So enjoy it and have fun and kind of put your all into it, for sure, would be my
I
words
think
of wisdom.
that's amazing advice. And I think that's true. Time goes by so quickly. And when I see you guys that have been videoing and interviewing, it doesn't feel like it's been so long. And then I see you, and it's been 4, 5, 6 years since you've been on stage with us, and it just goes by in a flash. So thank you, Isa. Thanks for your wisdom. And thanks for sharing your talents with Wild Horse when you were here in Carson City. And we wish you so much success in whatever career your path takes you to. And I know whatever you do, you'll be wonderful at it, because you gave your all when you were here at Wild Horse. And I know you'll be successful in whatever you do. So it was so great seeing you. Thank you for taking time to talk to us and share everything with our young actors.
Thank you so much, Carol. And thank you for making Wild Horse happen and giving opportunities to so many kids to do all the cool and fun things that I got to do.
Thanks so much. We're still going. You know, the quarantine has got our rehearsals postponed right now, and a couple shows postponed. But I'm looking forward to when we're on stage again. So when you come here, come visit us and come see a show. Okay?
Yes,
Nice
we'll
seeing
do.
you, Isa.
Thanks, Carol. Bye.
Bye.